Now, one of the best talkers in boxing, one of the best self promoters in boxing is heavyweight Jarrell Big Baby Miller. Now, he talks a really good game. I enjoy any boxer that self promotes and talks the talk. But the question is, how good is Jarrell Big Baby Miller? Like, how good is he? We're going to get into that. G5 Jeff TV, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Please share this video. Support your boy. Support good content at all times. Now, people seen Big Baby Miller. Some people seen Big Baby Miller for the first time on HBO last year, 2017, against Maurice Wack. And Wack actually broke his hand in that fight. And, Big Baby Miller got the stoppage. Before that, he fought Gerald Washington, got the knockout against Gerald Washington. And before that, he fought Fred Cassie, and he looked good in that fight. But sometimes as fight fans, we, expect a whole lot when a guy is actually talking that talk. And, when you look at Jarrell Big Baby Miller in the ring, he has good fundamentals. He definitely moves his head. He can move pretty good for a guy his size. Now, he really doesn't sit down on his shots. That's the one problem that I have with him. He doesn't sit down on his shots. And I'm not sure if that's the case because he comes from a kickboxing background, where with kickboxing is more so sticking and moving and a lot of defensive tactics because there's so many more elements to kickboxing than there is actual boxing. There's more things to look for, hands and feet, so I'm not sure if it's because of that, but it just doesn't look like he sits on his shots. And he's not really displaying like, crushing type power. It's more of like he wears you down with volume. So it's kind of weird to see a guy that big not sitting down on his shots, but at the same time, doesn't look like he has the ability to get you out of there with one or two shots. And the person that I can think of that, was really that big and didn't look like they were sitting on their shots, and that was George Foreman. George Foreman looked like he wasn't sitting down on his shots, but his power was crazy. So even though it didn't look like he was sitting down on his shots, when he touched you, it was good night. It was night-night. And a classic George Foreman knockout was Michael Moore when he was, old, and he was getting his ass whipped the whole fight, but he hit Michael Moore with that good 1-2, and it was good night, and that was what George Foreman possesses. So when I watch Big Baby Miller, in terms of him not sitting on his shots, it kind of reminds me of Foreman, but then at the same time, he throws volume. He's in your chest. He's kind of moving his head a little bit. He's a interesting fighter. Like, people seen the Maurice Wack fight on HBO, and a lot of people, that was their first time seeing him, and a lot of people were saying like, "Oh, Jarrell Big Baby Miller's garbage," because they heard all of the talking he was doing, and what he did in the fight didn't match all of the talking. You know what I'm saying? But to really break down Jarrell Big Baby Miller, before the three fights that I've mentioned, his resume was garbage. Like, he fought absolutely nobody. So the last three fights for him has been step-up fights. So I would like to see him going forward fight, Derek Chisora, or hell, if Tyson Fury comes back, put him up against Tyson Fury. See what he can do. And, Jarrell Big Baby Miller is also known for talking a lot of trash to Deontay Wilder. Is a, speculation that they had a sparring match and Deontay Wilder sent him to the hospital. Big Baby Miller disputes that, but, that was interesting hearing them two going back and forth and just doing a lot of trash talking and things like that. So, I would love to see Jarrell Big Baby Miller against tougher competition. Put him up against Alexander Povetkin. Put him up against Luis Ortiz. Put him up against a Dillian White. I would like to see Jarrell Big Baby Miller in against those guys. Even a Charles Martin. Put him up against a Charles Martin and see how that works out. So it's a lot of options out there for Jarrell Big Baby Miller. But to answer the question, how good is he as a fighter? Fundamentals look solid. Could improve on some things, but definitely a prospect. He's definitely a prospect and definitely a possible player in the heavyweight division. I'm just not sure how far he can go. It doesn't look like he's special. He looks solid, but doesn't look like he's special. Like he couldn't beat a Joshua or a Wilder or a Tyson Fury, who I think are the top three guys in the division. But can he beat the second tier guys in the division? I'm looking forward to see what Jarrell Big Baby Miller can do and him showcasing his skills going forward. Y'all let me know what y'all think of Jarrell Big Baby Miller. G5 Jeff TV. Hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. Please share this video. Support your boy. Support good content at all times. I appreciate y'all. Peace.